This meeting of the Tyler ISD Board of Trustees is called or was previously called to order. The presence of a quorum has been established and the meeting has been duly called, and the notice of the meeting has been posted in the time and manner required. As we're reconvening from executive session, and as always, we'll start out with a prayer and the pledge. Ms. Harrison, it is your turn.
Bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you as board members of this district and ask for your guidance and wisdom as important decisions are made that will impact the education and well-being of our students. Grant each member of the board the discernment to make decisions that are fair, just, and in the best interest of the students and the community. Help them to listen to one another with open hearts and minds, seeking common ground and unity. We pray for the teachers, administrators, and support staff who work tirelessly to provide a nurturing and educational environment for our students. Give them strength and wisdom as they carry out their responsibilities. Lord, we also lift up the students in our schools. May they be filled with a love for learning, a respect for one another, and a desire to make a positive impact in the world. Protect them from harm and guide them on the path of knowledge and growth. We pray all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Okay. Well, before we get into the meat of the meeting, we do have some business to tend to from executive session, and we have a action to propose a termination of the Chapter 21 probationary employment contract of Brianna Kegley. Do I have a motion on that item?
Mr. President, I move that the board propose the termination of the Chapter 21 probationary employment contract of Brianna Kegley for abandonment of her contract and job duties, and that the board president and administration be authorized to prepare and issue the required notices.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it and the motion carries. Now, we get to do something fun, special recognitions.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Crawford. We want to begin our special recognition part of tonight's board meeting by announcing our January District Students of the Month. The Elementary District Student of the Month is Christina Brown, a second grade student at Pete Elementary School. And the Secondary Student of the Month is Ray Allen, an 8th grade student at Caldwell Arts Academy. At this time, please join us in watching a video about these two outstanding students in our hometown school district. Over the past decade, we have recognized and celebrated our District Students of the Month. These young individuals have exemplified a strong standard of achievement and perseverance in their public education career. Join us as we continue celebrating successful student outcomes. Tyler ISD is our hometown school district, and these are our District Students of the Month. Let's meet our first District Student of the Month for the new year.
My name is Christina. I'm the middle student of the month.
Christina is an amazing second grade life skills student at Pete Elementary School. She loves being a part of her class.
It's good. I love my friends.
Christina says counting numbers in math is so much fun. She's also pretty good with Magna-Tiles.
It's like you can build something and it goes together.
Christina's life skills teacher says Christina is a big helper and a bundle of joy.
She's just a fun joy to be around. She's always really excited about things they're building and things they're learning and things they're doing. It's just been a real joy to have her in the class.
Our district secondary honoree for January is...
My name is Ray Allen, and I'm the District Secondary Student of the Month for January.
Ray is about to wrap up his school career as a Caldwell star. He recalls what it was like to be a part of this campus since kindergarten.
The journey's been amazing. Like, Mr. Markle says this a lot, but it's like really true. This school is way different from any other school because it's magnet, so you have to audition. and the fine arts program is amazing as long as with the academic program. And that's what I think some people think. They're like, oh, well, if the fine arts program is so good, they probably don't get as many academics. But I take honor rolls. Every class is an honor rolls class. So the academics are really good, and I just think the journey's been amazing, and I've gotten kind of sad that I have to leave next year, but it is what it is. So.
This outstanding young man is involved in just about everything at Caldwell, from student council president to starring in the latest stage performance. Ray's latest focus is not arts related, though, it's basketball.
So last year, I kind of had to coerce Ray to come play basketball. He was a little hesitant about it. But man, this year he came back with a vengeance. I mean, he is outstanding basketball player. The only problem is, with the funny thing, he'll miss a practice or two because he was the lead in the musical here at Caldwell. So just talented guy.
Let's congratulate these outstanding students as we continue to reflect successful student outcomes throughout the district. Sponsored by Christus Trinity Mother Francis Health System. And now if the board would like to come to the front. And now we would like to welcome Christina Brown to come on down for her Elementary Student of the Month Award. Oh. Congratulations. And now we would like to welcome Ray Allen to the front to receive his secondary Student of the Month award. And now we would like to recognize our Elementary Teacher of the Month, Nakia Hall, a first grade teacher at Austin Elementary School. And here are a few comments from her principal. Miss Hall is like the sunshine at TJ Austin Elementary. She is such an incredible first grade teacher, and she shows up every day ready to inspire the students at TJ Austin. She has organized campus-wide events to enrich our students and is always lending a hand. She is the glue that makes our school awesome. Ms. Hall isn't just a leader, she is a superhero, making learning feel like an adventure. Ms. Hall, please come on down. Our secondary teacher of the month is Chef Megan Strother, a culinary arts teacher at Caldwell Technology Center. Career and Technology Center, not Caldwell, sorry, the Career and Technology Center. And here are a few comments from her team members. Chef Strother has elevated the culinary program. Not only does she raise the level of knowledge and hands-on learning for the students, but has taken the role of head chef with ease in a new district and a new school. Her attitude is always positive. Her willingness to learn and help is top-notch. Her students seem completely engaged and willing to learn. If you visit her classroom, she brings energy and knowledge to support all students to reach their goals. And here are some fun facts that are pretty outstanding. She was featured in Life and Land magazine, the fall 2023 issue, and is one of the top chefs in the U.S. that has been invited to be a part of one of the most prestigious events of the year, the Masters Tournament in Augusta. This concludes our recognitions for the evening after you come down and get your award. You're welcome. Yeah. Let's give her another round of applause and all of our teachers and students of the month. Thank you all so much.
As we allow people to clear out after that, do we have any public participants from this meeting? We do not. Okay. Well, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the workshop and regular meeting. Do you have any questions or comments about those?
I'll go ahead and move that we approve those spectacular minutes.
Very good. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Carrots. The minutes are approved. Okay, now we have an annual audit for the 2022 and 2023 fiscal year. And we have a presentation coming from our external auditors.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Board and Dr. Crawford, for letting me be here today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I know you'll have a lot of things on the agenda, but I just wanted to make sure, I'm sure the Board is aware that they knew, that y'all knew that we already have had a meeting with the Audit Committee with Trustee Leveritz and I believe Mr. Newsom, and also Dr. Crawford and finance staff. So we went over this about an hour and a half meeting into a lot of detail. So I'm just going to kind of summarize some of the highlights that we went over and let y'all get on with your meeting. If you have a copy of the report in front of you, I'm looking at the auditor's report, which is on page 17. And this is really the reason that we were here. The financial statements are the responsibility of the district, and our responsibility is to express an opinion on those financial statements. And that's what we're doing in this report here. It's an unmodified opinion, meaning that we did not have to modify this for any errors or omissions or internal control weaknesses that the district had. So, I mean, we're at a school, so if we look at it as a report card, an unmodified is an A. And I kind of talked about this at the audit committee meeting, that this report, we deal with the finance team a lot, but this report really reflects a district-wide organizational report. You guys have a lot of good internal controls, a lot of good processes, but if people don't follow them, they don't work. And so everywhere we went, we did fraud questionnaires. We tested different processes, food service, grants, student activities, and everybody was very open with us, very receptive to what we asked for, and got us things on a timely manner. And everything that we received from the district was in very good working order. So again, unmodified opinion, really good. And really the reason why we were here. If you go towards the back of the report, because the district y'all spent almost $44 million of federal funds. So we have to do our audit under uniform grant guidance, meaning we had to look at some of the federal programs in a lot of detail in conjunction with Uniform Grant Guidance. And we did not have any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies to report to the board. And I think if you ask them for the amount of things that we asked for and the amount of process that we went through, the reason we didn't find anything was not from digging. It was just that the things that we got were in very good order, and we got them timely, and we're able to, get our work done and be able to present the report today. As far as financials, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on those, but just know that when we were visiting with the audit committee, we did note that fund balance is right in the range where it needs to be as far as having adequate levels of reserve. Cash was higher because y'all do have some bond proceeds that you guys are waiting to spend. But all of our test work came back exactly where we thought the numbers should be after our test work was done. So it's kind of a brief overview. I know you have a lot on the agenda. If there's a specific part of this that you guys want to talk about, I'll be glad to entertain any question that you guys may have. But just know that we really appreciate all the help that we received from everybody in the district, and particularly the finance area, and really did a good job. You guys do your own report. You submit your report to the GFOA for your excellence in reporting. I think they looked at last year's report and only had 2 or 3 minor comments. We made sure those were corrected, and we feel that this year's report should also get those awards from both GFOA and ASBO. So really appreciate all the help that we've received. And, we work with them. We work for the board. So if you guys have questions, please let me know. And if you come up with something later, you can always email us, and we'll be glad to respond.
Very good. We really appreciate it. Does anybody on the board have any comments or questions?
Yeah, just having sat through the audit committee, I appreciate the work that you did and really the work that the finance department's done. I think they've done a great job, always been good. And so just appreciate all the hard work from you and from Tasha and your group.
Very
And
good.
just want to say thanks to the audit committee. I know y'all are busy. Y'all have a lot of different committees, but to come over and meet with us for an hour and be able to go into those with a little bit more detail was super helpful.
Great. Anything else?
Yeah, every chance we get a chance to say something good about Ms. Bjork and her tenure here in Tyler as a superintendent, it certainly gives confidence that her and her team are doing a good job in regard to managing the day-to-day finances. And Ms. Coker, as well as a liaison between the audit firm and the district as well. A pretty unique circumstance here in Tyler ISD. I believe we're one of the smallest with an internal audit department. And but at the same time, I do think it's working. I appreciate the work that's been done in regard to this. Again, can't say enough about Tasha and her team.
Well, it's been, we've kind of had a good run of the same group and same people, but, every year has presented its different challenges, with all the bonds and all the federal money coming in and out, and there's plenty to look at. So I just appreciate the team we have, and we appreciate your time too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's it.
Okay.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Okay, now we have,
Do we need to approve that?
we do need to approve that.
I
We
move
need
that we
to,
approve the,
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries.
Member of the audit committee there making the motion, and then a
That's right.
former member.
Yeah.
Emeritus.
I think we have an athletics update coming up.
All right, here we go. Director of Athletics, Mr. Greg Priest, will now do a semi-annual athletics report. We didn't have no more than 3 to 5 slides with 3 to 5 bullet points on this, but Mr. Priest has promised that he will have brevity and give you some highlights and respect the fact that y'all are all educated and y'all can peel through the rest of it. So, Mr. Priest, we're going to let you go ahead and go on.
Well, thank you, Board, and Dr. Crawford for letting me come and give a fall update. Just kind of going over our fall sports. Football being under new leadership this year, but at both programs, very excited about the direction we went, and very encouraged with the results that we had. And both programs in a very tough district, as you can kind of see all the with Tyler High. in the playoffs this year, most of those, 3 of the 4 came back around and started eliminating each other in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals and the regionals, and then Forney made it to the semifinals this year, getting beat by Aledo. So very tough district. Tyler High, the one, I think we were right there. We had the bad, a really unfortunate call on one of our games that kind of really came down to knocking us out. But as I said, very encouraged. I like the way we're going. Then at Legacy, Legacy played a very difficult preseason schedule, and then won their first 3 games in district, and was able to make the playoffs. So very encouraged with those teams and where we're going. I will say that going over and watching all season, that is we've got a lot of kids in the program right now. So very encouraging. Moving on to volleyball, you can see the results there. We did struggle a little bit this year. Once again, it's a very top-heavy district for both programs, being 6th and 5th. We've got a ways to go in this, trying to build some encouragement and get some excitement back in our volleyball programs, and trying to take those next steps to get that thing going and get those programs back where we used to be, and making those moves in the right direction. Cross country had Tyler High. One thing that is very encouraging there is we fielded varsity and JV teams, and also this year we had a regional qualifier. So Coach Niedreyer is very passionate about cross country, and he's gotten a lot of kids involved, and he's just has such a presence over at Tyler High, and has been able to get those kids involved. And so I'm really looking forward to where we can go with that program. Coach Toybear with Tyler Legacy, he's done a really good job. Both varsity programs, we're pretty young. Both of the varsity programs finished second, and then being able to have a freshman that made it to the state meet this year was very encouraging. So those 2 guys are very passionate and doing a really good job with the cross country programs. Team tennis, finishing 4th this year. It was really nice to beat White House, to knock them out of the playoffs and grab that spot. It is a really tough district, having Texas High, Longview, and Hallsville in there. So them being able to make the playoffs was really, really good. Coach Sizemore, he just continues to do a really good job over there, and being able to play the Woodlands, come out of the doubles ahead, and then we just didn't, wind up kind of getting us in the singles, but that was a big step, being able to go toe-to-toe with the Woodlands and being able to go into that singles match was really neat. But both these programs still pretty young. Chloe Wade back at Tyler High, went 20-0. She's, if you ever get a chance to go over and watch her play, she's something special. So there's our team tennis. Participation in football, you can see Tyler High was had a little bit of a decrease in numbers, but then with Legacy, they were up kind of about the same right there. But as I mentioned earlier, our off-season numbers are up. Tyler High should have about 100, which we have never had or haven't had that in a long time. So I think that's going to be really good. And then you can see our numbers of the kids from Bolter and Moore and Hubbard and Three Lakes that have gone on and played, and that we've been able that have come and played freshman football. Middle school numbers, Bolter and Moore. And then you have Hubbard and Three Lakes. As you can see, Bolter's numbers were just a little bit up. Moore's had a dip. Hubbard's had a little bit of a dip, but Three Lakes had an increase in numbers. So I think the more that we, with the new coaching staffs, the numbers are going up. So we're continuing to work on those. Our coaches are continuing to get over to the middle schools to be able to promote football, and so hopefully those numbers will continue to grow. Volleyball numbers have continued to be about the same. We've had some success, especially with Hubbard being able to win the eighth grade won the district tournament and the overall, I think they went undefeated. The eighth grade did, seventh grade was good, so.
Unsetted and undefeated. Unsetted and undefeated, I
Yeah, there you
believe.
go. So that was encouraging. So hopefully those girls coming up will be, give us a spark and get that volleyball program back and going. Final page, this is kind of, anytime we hit the spring right here, right now, we're about to have everything going all at the same time except for football and volleyball. So it is the time, and as you get my emails starting each week, you'll see those, just all the events that are coming up. But we've got an exciting time, with baseball starting last Friday. Now everything is going, so it is rocking and rolling now, and we just made the first round of district for basketball. Very encouraging there. Tyler High girls are in first place. Both boys programs are in second place. And then we've got, we need a big finish for the Legacy girls coming back around, and which we can do. We've been kind of right there, but now need to pull some wins. Also, February 1st is the district realignment. It's looking like, we know we're going to be 5A Division I in football, and then Legacy will stay at 6A, and so we'll find out what district that we'll be in on February 1st. So everybody's kind of anticipating, very anxious to see who's going to be in our districts, and there's been a lot of projections, but we just won't know until February 1st. And then everything else is coming up. Our youth league basketball is up, and the numbers, that's going well. I think we've 592 people. That's a lot of kids playing. And so we've continued to do a good job on that. And so we're ready to go. So that is our athletics update for the fall. And if you got any questions, I'll take them now.
Very good. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, President Washman. You don't have a single middle school football program with a winning record of all the schools. What are you doing to try to maybe get a little more energy at the middle school level? Or is that the problem, or what seems to be the problem?
Well, I think a lot of it too, we're, with the exception of Longview, we're the only school now that is not a single middle school. So you're playing Lufkin, which is the biggest junior high in the state of Texas. Nacogdoches, who went from 2 middle schools down to 1, so they've combined all their athletes. White House, you're back there, and so you've got Longview. I think that plays a big part of it, but it's just continuing to get down there to work hard to. I think we need to continue to develop our coaches, make sure we're doing everything we can to be successful there. But I do think that is a piece of it. Not to say that we can't do it, and we're going to continue to do it. But that's.
Is there any emphasis on winning, or is it just more on developing players?
Well, we definitely want to. I think winning is the biggest part of it. That's definitely has to be instilled, but also developing at the same time. So we have those two pieces of it. But we definitely want to win. That is a goal, is to try to do that, to make sure we try to win the district championship in our middle schools. And that is a goal.
Thank you.
Mr. Bergfeld, I'll comment on that. I got to watch quite a bit of middle school football the last 2 years because it was a social event for my daughter. So I will say I do think that Three Lakes and Moore, you've got a pretty good background in football, and I think you would have been pleased if you'd have seen the way that they conducted themselves during competitions and how organized they were. Their schemes and their strategies were what you would expect. We've been inconsistent in our middle schools in those types of things being of high quality. I'll agree with you. That is a conversation that Mr. Priest and I and Mr. Gillespie and Mr. Jones, and Dr. Gropel have consistently about our feeders and everything from athletics to visual performing arts to to academic programs, to the advanced academic programs. So what you're saying is exactly right, and that we need to focus upon and get better. We are having a little bit of difficulty finding quality, being able to hire substantial those that have experience, or those that even played at a high level to come out of something like out of college or something. We do have some instances where sometimes we can't find a coach to coach that has experience in a certain sport, and they're learning on the job. So that is something that we are trying to overcome, per your questions there. But again, Moore and Three Lakes, I will say, I thought they did a phenomenal job this year. And I believe Moore was the only one that had a winning record. Their 8th grade group had a winning record this year, I believe. So am I wrong on that?
And they bounced back after a very disappointing year before.
Year before. 4-3, yeah, you're right.
Okay. What's that, Mr. Priest?
I said Moore bounced back from a disappointing year at 7th grade level. So, and being able to get that.
Do Nacogdoches, obviously Lufkin's got a huge middle school. I didn't know that. White House, do they have more than 800 or 900 kids at their middle school? Are we at a numbers disadvantage, or is it just that they're consolidated?
Well, they're consolidated. So, I mean, and where ours are kind of, I mean, we're splitting our athletes, and where their best athletes are all together. I think that Nacogdoches went from a program that we consistently were able to beat whenever they were split, and now they're pretty good now that they've combined all their athletes. So, Judson is a very good middle school for Longview, and they carry very few numbers. They do not, the thing about them is they do not carry B teams. So their numbers are, they only carry A teams. And even Lufkin only will play 2 A teams. And what they basically do, what they have traditionally done in the past, depending on who they play, they carry 2 A teams, and they adjust their teams depending on who they play. So if they are playing Three Lakes, who's got a good team, they're going to put all their best players from both teams up in the program. And so, those are things that we just have to overcome, and we just need to continue to get better and try to do everything we can to close that gap and improve our programs.
Answer your question, White House has the same number of kids relatively to what we have. So does NAC. 800 to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I can't speak to this year at all, so that anybody that's coaching this year, this is not for you. But in the past, we have not been as prepared, in my opinion, to play games as other teams have. And so, if that's still the case at any of these, I would just encourage you to help them, have the varsity coaches help them really get prepared to start a season. Be ready to play the first game, be able to take snaps and break a huddle and do the simple things, that these other teams seem to be able to find a way to do. That's it.
Anybody else have any comments, questions?
Mr. Priest, you heard it from the dais. So I think
Yes, sir.
anytime something gets heard up here, it needs to be corrected, and it needs to be done with impeccable effort and energy. You just happened to give the presentation tonight.
Hey, it's part of the territory.
That's right.
Duly noted, and we will do everything in our power to make that happen.
Absolutely. Hey, a couple things I did notice. Did get a full schedule of games from both high schools. That has not always happened. Being able to finish out a 9th grade season with decent numbers on there. Overall numbers might have been just a tad leaner, but not as much, not a whole lot, but being able to carry an adequate number of kids on your JV team allows for more playing time and more success. Another thing I'll say is facilities allow us to do so much. We've improved our facilities tenfold in the last 10 years, and it is unacceptable that we don't take advantage of our facilities that we have at our disposal, making sure that we don't cancel practices and that we practice every chance that we get. We have indoors now. We have ways to get out of the elements, if so. And the other thing is, we start talking and using the youth league games, our gyms are packed for about 8 to 9 straight weeks in the winter. And that is just such a neat community event. The last thing is talking about tennis. It is Tennis Town USA because our community allowed us to build some decent tennis facilities here. And we've got one sport left to consider providing an adequate set of facilities for them. And we're looking forward to that here in the spring. Here's a little bit of a teaser, but thank you, community, for the facilities that you've given our kids so that they can compete and compete well.
I'll just close it out on, with both Legacy and Tyler High, those coaches. I really like those guys, and they seem to have really engaged and inspired, and I look forward to what they're going to do. And we talk about coaches, you talk about tennis and what Coach Sizemore does, and I think every time you see a successful team, you'll see a successful coach behind it. So sometimes middle school is tough, but, coaching does matter there too. So if anybody else doesn't have any comments, thank you for your presentation. Look forward to seeing those basketball teams.
And also Mike Carter got new turf, so
All
it was
right.
really good this year. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay, we have a business, legal, finance consent agenda, items A through F, and unless anybody wants to pull anything to talk about, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to approve items A through F. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. We have a quarterly financial executive summary report and an investment report as well.
Good evening. Okay, in the agenda, you have financial statements for the first 3 months of the year, of this fiscal year. You have the general fund, debt service fund, and food service fund, because those are the 3 funds that you legally adopt a budget for. And if you look through here, we're very much in line with what we budgeted and with what it has been in the previous year. So there's really not much to report on that. And then the next report is the quarterly investment report. And again, we're doing pretty well there. We're earning 5% interest on all our investments at this time. So any questions?
I don't think we have any questions this evening. We appreciate you. In future business, we just have a workshop meeting and something coming up on May 4th as well. So I'll go ahead and entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.